Hey everybody, it's Chris, and I want to teach you guys about your lenses. A very important tip here. There's a very bad habit that people do in photography, and that's this. They drive out to the location, they look at whatever they're going to shoot, and they say, well, that looks nice, I want this kind of frame, and they just zoom their lens to get that frame. That's a bad habit. It's a very bad habit. One of the things you have to remember about a zoom lens is not to think of it so much as a tool of convenience. Think of it more as having a lot of lenses available in your repertoire. You know, the bigger your zoom range, the more perspectives you have to choose from, the more lenses that you can use with this thing. Today I've just got a standard SLR. We have a very standard 24 to 120 zoom lens on here. I want to show you guys how perspective works, and it doesn't have to be a colossal range to make this work. All right, let's take our two photographs here so we can see how perspective affects our photos. Got our lovely model Jordan here. He's going to demo this for us and show us how this works. I want you guys to pay attention to the back of the store here. We have this hall going down here, and you can really see the depth. So pay attention to the perspective and the background as well. And I know it's just the back of the store, but let's pretend these are mountains or a beautiful forest or something like that. We're going to see how this works in relation to Jordan here. I'm going to take two photographs with this lens, one at 24 mil and one at about 70 mil. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and frame Jordan the same in both photographs. So when I use my 24 mil wide angle, I'm going to get close to Jordan. I'm going to try and shoot him so that we can see from his head to about his belt length. And then I'm going to get back, I'm going to shoot the telephoto lens, and again, I'm going to try and frame him the same from about the top of the head to his belt. Okay? And then we can see how he stays the same in the photograph and our perspective dramatically changes. So let's go ahead and take these photographs here. We'll take one here at the long range now. All right. Now let's take a look at our 24 mil wide angle shot here. What you guys are going to see in this photograph is pay attention how the background goes much farther away. It looks much farther in the background compared to Jordan, and Jordan's going to loom over the whole scene. He's going to be much more prominent. He's going to be a much larger part of this photograph. We've got customers in the background. You'll notice how they all look quite small in comparison to him, and that distance should just fade off to a far, far horizon. All right, so let's look at our telephoto shot now that we shot about 75 millimeters. Now notice how Jordan is staying the exact same in the frame. We still have him the same size, the same kind of composition. But now look at that background. Look how much closer the back of the store looks to Jordan. The compression of perspective that's going on here. You should see that things in the background, customers, parts of the store, they look much larger now with Jordan. They look more equal in size to him. And he doesn't have that same presence over the whole scene. He's not as prominent. That telephoto lens is really going to give us that compression, and it's going to equalize a lot of the elements of our photograph together. Okay, so remember that when you're shooting your lenses, look at your scene first and decide what kind of relationship you want with the foreground and the background. Do you want that horizon to be pushed far, far off into the distance, or do you want to bring it up closer and equalize the shot, or do you want to go somewhere in the middle and get a more natural, normal-looking kind of perspective? Remember also, you got to use your legs, use your body, move to create your frame. We always have that same rectangle that we're using in photography, so get closer, get further away, and that's a better way to expand your frame. Lastly, remember that your zoom lens is there to provide you all these different perspectives. Use the compression, especially for portraits. When you shoot people's faces, a little bit of a longer lens gives you a nice personal distance between you and the subject, and it does let you flatten the face slightly, which can be a little flattering. Use the wide angle perspective when you want to make something close up be much more prominent and stand out against a more distant background. Thanks very much, guys.